Here at home, an official autopsy report today confirmed the death of Sonya Massey was indeed a homicide. Sonya Massey, a 36-year-old black woman who died of a gunshot wound to the head after she was shot by police inside her own apartment. And officials say the mother of two called 911 herself to report a suspicious person before things escalated. And we want to warn you, the video may be difficult to watch.
Huh?
Where you going?
Away from your hot steaming water.
Away from my hot steaming water?
Yeah.
Oh, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus.
I
rebuke you in the name of
You better not. I swear to God, I'll shoot you right in your face.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Drop the pot! Drop the pot! Drop
19 shots fired.
Shots fired! Shots fired!
So the police department quickly fired the officer who pulled the trigger, Deputy Sean Grayson. He was then indicted for first-degree murder and aggravated battery. Today, the family of Massey called for more accountability and justice.
They told me that they were going to go there to help her, and then this happens.
So she was seeking help. She needed a helping hand, not a bullet to the face.
And now we want to bring in former NYPD Detective Mark Claxton. Mark, thank you so much for being here. Before we get to the more specific questions, I would just like to hear your reaction upon seeing that body camera video of what happened.
It really is a shocking display of a lack of humanity by the former Deputy Grayson. And to see Miss Massey laid on the ground afterwards on the floor dying, and it really demonstrated that she had an awareness of the level of evil that was before her in the form of Deputy Grayson, which is why she probably uttered those words, "I rebuke you in the name of Satan." But it's just disturbing and tragically just too familiar. We've been here before, and I'm afraid that unless there's significant change and shift away from the current policing model, we'll be here again.
And talking about the policing model, Mark, you wrote an article before that was titled "A Policing Model for the 21st Century." We have a quote from it. You say, "A criminal justice system, or more specifically a policing system, that creates and cultivates a model of enforcement that increases unnecessary civilian contact is a broken system that has resulted in and will continue to lead to avoidable loss of life." You wrote that back in 2017. Have we made any progress since then?
Minimal, if any, but really nothing that you can really chart, not across the nation. And that's part of the problem, is that there is no national standard or even a national monitoring system to ensure that agencies across the nation are compliant with some set standard. You know, these incidents are not mere lapses, tactical lapses, or simple or mere tragedies. It's an unavoidable outcome of a structurally deficient, outdated policing model, which too often is fed by implicit bias and over-reliance on the use of force, and it fails to prioritize basic public service, even when responding to, as is this case, the calls for assistance from the public. And unfortunately, without a significant structural change, we'll be back here again having the same conversation.
After this shooting happened, the deputy was fired. The police department issued an apology. But we did also hear allegations from Sonya Massey's family that police did not initially tell them who shot her, that they actually originally believed it was the intruder that she had called the police to try to get some help for. What do you make of both those allegations and how the police department has responded?
The more that leaks out about the police response, the more troubling and disturbing it becomes. It seems all too familiar how police agencies engage in certain activity that lead to these type of incidents, these deaths, avoidable deaths, and then engage in the process of covering their bases, covering their behinds, covering their manpower, instead of releasing as much information as humanly possible, as quickly as possible, and being honest with the public, or at least honest with the families involved. It just adds to the level of tragedy and pain that the families are suffering. And it also gives the public an opportunity to second guess what may be, some sound decisions made by police on some cases. So it's just, sometimes the cover up, like they say, is worse than the crime. And when police agencies release this information as slowly and haltingly as they have been releasing information, it really promotes and supports the suspicion of the public.
Former NYPD Detective Mark Claxton, thank you very much for your time.